Welcome back to Speed Freak Garage, home of PowerSports on YouTube. Today we are going to be attempting to make a custom clearance socket out of this TEKTON 1-inch 12-point deep well socket, which is supposedly 4140 chromoly steel, hopefully, or we have our feeds and speeds wrong, but let me show you why we need to cut this socket up underneath the car. Okay, if we make our way underneath our Porsche 944 LS Swap road racing car, you can see we have, well, you can't see, but there's this U-fitting and there's a little drip of oil on it, maybe 1 or 2 drips of oil per drive. They're not actually dripping on the floor, but what that tells us is the fitting up there is not tight enough. Now, as you can see, there is no possible way to get a wrench on that fitting back there. There's just nothing we can do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slot out this socket to make room for the pipe, and then we're gonna cut down into the socket here so we can get the socket up onto the fitting up there and then just turn it 1 point at a time as we tighten it. And it really only might need a few degrees to tighten up properly. You can see I have a zip tie here as a backup in case it starts vibrating looser, but I don't plan to drive it until it's fixed. So we're gonna jump over to the CNC mill and hopefully not destroy our end mills on this chromed socket. Okay, so we got the socket in the vise, and basically I aligned it so that the point is directly upward, and I got it as good as I can get without, having to go and measure everything, but that should be pretty close. And you can also see back there that only half the socket is clamped because we needed to leave room so we don't hit the Mighty Bite jaw with our end mill. And I'm going to torque it down to 30 foot-pounds. I think should be plenty to hold this socket in here. Hopefully the socket doesn't just shoot out, but if it does, well, I got 2 more sockets coming Thursday. The end mills, though, are something else. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna tighten the vise, we're gonna probe the left side and probe the right side at the same height, which will give us center. And then once we get center, we're gonna probe the back and then the top. So the back top right here is going to be 0. And so the machine's gonna come in, it's gonna slot this out, it's gonna slot this out. Hopefully everything goes well, and we will have a custom clearance socket that we can then use to tighten that oil fitting on our road racing car. Okay, so we've got the path loaded in. You can see where it's gonna cut out the socket, and we can go and double check our numbers and make sure. So you can see it's leaving clearance for the vise, and then the machine 0 is at the top back of the socket, which is exactly what we want. And my heart rate is off the charts because this is the first time I've ever cut something so hard, and I'm guessing because TEKTON won't tell you what their socket's made out of. They just said it could be this, or it could be this, or it could be this. So with 4140 oil quenched steel, which is a hardness of over 300. So I basically hopefully went worst case scenario. The mill's going to use its highest horsepower RPM, and it's going to take nice slow cuts, about 17 minutes of work. Hopefully we don't just snap an end mill the moment it comes down and touches the socket. But I am going to be smart and start at 50%. All right, let's go. Please don't fail me, sir. Please don't fail me. Oh, whoops. All right, there we go. Please, God, don't snap my end mill. Woo! Oh my God, that sounds rough. The mill's keeping up its RPM though, so that's good. What's going on? Need to make sure it's Alright, we're gonna go ahead and go to full speed. So we're at full 100% speed right now. Seems like it's working. Supposedly the hard part is getting past the chrome. once you get past the chrome coating, they say that they cut pretty well. Seems like it's working. Woo! That actually doesn't sound bad at all. So I'm gonna switch over to a time lapse now. There we have it, our custom clearance socket, which needs a little bit of deburring, but it came out great. So hopefully this fits on that AN fitting just fine and we can fix our car up. Otherwise, we're going to be milling a different style socket tomorrow. Okay guys, moment of truth. Did our custom clearance socket work? Look at that. And it's actually, I might chamfer this edge a little bit. I don't think it would hurt the design, but I can get all the way on to that AN fitting and grab it. So hopefully now we can tighten the fitting and fix this little oil drip. But anyway, if you guys are interested in ordering a custom clearance socket, let me know, because obviously they'll be spec'd per order since there's a billion different sizes of sockets you can buy. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.
Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car now.